Alright, so what I wanted to do was go ahead and show you these first 4 problems that are on your worksheet, just to help you understand how to do these problems and pretty much bring you through my thought process and hoping that that will help you. So this first problem says we want the lowest electronegativity. So if you remember from last night's video, as you go across the periodic table from left to right, electronegativity increases. And as we go from top to bottom, electronegativity decreases. So if I'm looking for my lowest electronegativity, I am looking for the element that's closest to francium because it decreases going down and it will be the lowest on the left-hand side of the periodic table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and find my elements. So the elements that I have here are going to be beryllium and calcium and strontium and radium. So if I'm looking at these 4 elements and I'm saying which one's closest to francium, because francium is going to be my lowest electronegativity, the correct answer here would be radium. Okay, let's look at this next one. All right. So this question is asking for our highest ionization energy. So again, if you remember, ionization energy is going to increase as we go left to right across the periodic table, and it's going to decrease as we go from top to bottom. It follows a very similar pattern as electronegativity. But here, I want the highest. So because we want the highest, I am trying to find the highest on the periodic table. So based on this trend, right, it decreases going down, so it means it's going to be towards the top, and it increases left to right. So the element on the periodic table that's going to have the highest ionization energy is going to be helium. So I'm going to go ahead and find my 4 elements that it's asking me to compare. So we have cesium, and then we have tungsten, and then we have lead, and lastly we have astatine. Okay, so if I want the highest ionization energy, well, astatine is closest to helium, so that's going to be my answer. All right, next one. All right, so this one asks for the highest atomic radius. So atomic radius follows a different pattern. So atomic radius decreases going left to right, and it's going to increase going from top to bottom. So if I want the highest atomic radius, we know that it increases going down and decreases going left to right. So that means that our highest is going to be francium. All right, so now I need to find my elements. So let's see, we have sodium, we have aluminum, phosphorus, and chlorine. All right, so if I want the highest, I want the one that's closest to francium, and out of these 4, that is sodium. All right, last one. IR, which is ionic radius. So remember, when we're looking at ionic radius, we're comparing a cation to neutral to an anion. So remember, cations are positive, which means that they have lost electrons. Neutral electrons are equal to protons. An anion is negative, which means that it has gained electrons. So when you gain things, they get bigger. When you lose things, they get smaller. So if we look at calcium versus Ca plus 2, because calcium plus 2 lost electrons because it has a plus charge, that's going to be smaller than neutral calcium. So for this one, our lowest, so our smallest IR, is going to be calcium plus 2. So hopefully that helps you get through the rest of this worksheet.